Hello, my name is TSW, and today I'm going to go through a gold guide which I wrote up a few days ago. The first, probably most important thing is getting to the max level in the game, because it may seem obvious, but a lot of people overlook this and try and get gold, whenever they want, and often that's being like level 50 or whatever, when you can obviously get a lot more when you're the max level, because you can kill things that much quicker. You've got access to faster mounts and whatever, so if you're farming stuff you can get it all really quickly. And speaking of farming, the best things to bear in mind when farming is to have lots of bag space, because you want to pick up everything. You don't want to leave anything on the ground, because that's potential vendor money wasted that you could be selling. Also, obviously, if you're farming for ore or, herbs or whatever, you don't want to run out of bag space, so you have to keep going back and forth to whatever city or town to, get rid of them and empty bags. Also, another good point is, don't worry about taking 5 minutes to prepare before you start going out for a farming session, because if, you've forgotten your mining pick or whatever, it might take 10 minutes to fly, walk, or a boat trip back to buy a mining pick or to find one somewhere. Whereas just taking that 5 minutes to prepare yourself, make sure you've got enough food, water, whatever, you can really pay back. And also for speed, you might want to consider obviously if you're a paladin, you'd be using Crusade Aura. You can get spurs enchant on your feet. Also, this doesn't have to be your main pair of feet. You can have level 1 cloth feet that you can use, whatever. Just gets you around a bit quicker. Also, if you can get yourself your hands on a 310% mount, this is obviously going to be rather swift. Going over all these whatever you're going to pick up and get yourself some gold, hopefully. Right, mining. Empty your bags. Possibly, if you want to go hardcore, just have your mining pick and your hearthstone. And if you're really hardcore, not even your hearthstone. The best times to mine are late at night, early in the morning, when you get the majority of the respawn nodes. This is obviously the same for herbalism and the other gathering professions. And skinning, well, that's just done on respawns anyway. Something that I find helps me is, because I've got 2 monitors up some of the time, I can watch YouTube or some Family Guy or whatever on the second monitor, whilst happily going after my mining whatever on my main monitor, so it just bypasses the time. And obviously if you don't have 2 monitors, you can listen to music or just listen to the videos in the background. It just makes it that much less tedious. Okay, saving. An example of this would be the Christmas event. A glass of milk would cost 10 gold on the auction house, because it's a material for some cookies recipe thing for the Christmas event, and you get an achievement out of it or whatever. So there's obviously a high demand for it, but get off your bum and go to an innkeeper, because he sells it for 10 silver or whatever, a stack of 5. So that's really a easy to understand example of where you're potentially losing gold and where you can potentially make a lot of gold. Also, when there is a new patch about to be applied or whatever, there are sites which tell you what's coming out, such as MMO Champion. It tells you everything that's going to be applied to the new patch. When Titan Steel bars were given no cooldown or whatever, and when Abyss crystals were gonna come out of all these random things where the price is either gonna drop, so you need to get rid of all the stuff you've got if you know that the price is gonna shoot right down, or if the prices are gonna rocket, you want to make sure you've got a decent supply to start selling as soon as the patch is out. Although, bearing that in mind, there are other people obviously who can go on these websites and do the same as you. So especially when Primordial Salmonites came out, everyone who wasn't interested in gear or had alts that could run the 5-mans every day and get their Primordial Salmonites, the price initially was high, but then so many people were selling it, it got lower and lower and lower, and then the next week it went higher again, if that makes sense and you can understand me. Because
everyone had sold it straight away, and it had gone down quite a bit. But anyway, yeah. So milk through the month of December will increase because people will want it for their recipes, and you can just just little simple things like that which can save you a lot of gold. Okay, talk about bags again. Having a clear, empty backpack is, it's something that I really stress because it, so much time can be saved and also gold. Because if you're not picking up the whatever it is you're farming for, it's rather pointless. And if there are any greens or epic BOEs, if you're lucky enough to drop, you definitely want to be picking those up to disenchant or sell an auction house, and that's where a lot of gold can be lost. And if you do find yourself having a full backpack, throw away the greys or get an add-on like auctioneer or something that'll tell you the price of all the greys, so you can throw away the cheaper greys, and also be aware of how they stack. And if they stack to 20, it's going to be worth more than this cloth feet that you picked up randomly or whatever. So you've got to bear that in mind. Like if you're farming elementals, they're going to be dropping like the whatever grey essence, whatever they can drop. So bear that in mind. Also for vendors, a lot of people slip up here. It seems rather easy, but again, like being max level, something that seems really easy, it's quite easy to understand, but a lot of people still overlook it. The higher faction rep you have with a faction of that vendor, like if you hover over them, it'll tell you what their name and what faction they're part of. Like in Stormwind, everyone will say like Stormwind because they're all part of the Stormwind faction. When you repair there, if you have exalted reputation, it'll cost you like something, don't quote me on this, like 30% less or something on the repair bill. So that's obviously over a long period of time, this will save you thousands of gold. Also, things like the Traveller's Tundra Mammoth or Jeeves or repair bots, they have no faction. They will charge you the maximum amount, so it might be 30, 40 extra G that you're paying. So bear this in mind. Also, like if you're going Ice Crown or whatever, you're not exalted yet, repairing Dalaran if you've got exalted Crintor rep, for example, things like that, which will just save you gold and quite a lot over. I don't know, 30 gold might be a lot to you, save you a lot in like one repair. And yeah, finally we get on to dailies. Dailies are what I would mostly associate with the Burning Crusade and the Shatterton Offensive, if you guys are playing then. Yeah, in Wrath there are plenty of them if you know where to look. You've got the Oracles and Solazar Basin, you've got the Frenzy Heart Tribe, and you've got like Venture Bay and a few others, just to name a few. And you've also got all your secondary quest dailies found in Dalaran, which will give a decent amount of gold, as well as the weekly quests, and the randoms, they give a fairly decent amount of gold as well.
Thank you for watching. There probably will be more topics and other tips which I will talk about in an upcoming video, so make sure you subscribe so you are notified when these videos come out. Thank you for watching, and if you could please rate it a thumbs up, it would really help. It only takes a second and it makes me feel happy and makes me want to do some more videos, so cheers, bye bye.